been a minute, man. I'm kind of nervous. Been a couple weeks already. 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to The Crossroads. We're excited. This is the last episode of this season. Yes. Can you believe it? Season 2, man. That's crazy. Season, man. It was a good season.
It was some good guests, good conversations.
Yeah,
it was good.
We sure did. We sure did. So we're excited. You know, end of season 2, we're gonna do a little bit of recap and talk about the future and whatnot. But just want to see how you guys are doing. You know, it's right now. It's January 4th, Thursday, January 4th. You know, New Year 2024. Mm-hmm. How y'all feeling?
I'm doing good, man. It was a good holiday season, man. I got a couple of days off of work, which was good. I squeezed in a couple naps.
Nice.
Yeah. I took a 3-hour nap last Saturday.
Best.
People were checking on me to make sure I was all right. You know, but no, it's been good, man. It's been a good holiday season. It was nice, family, a lot of food. And it was good. I enjoyed it. You know. Nice. Christmas and stuff. I got myself into a little air fryer.
Hey.
I'll talk about that later. But
okay,
we had an air fryer, but now we're in the big leagues. What
kind of? I
got the Ninja 2 basket.
Wait a minute.
There you
I
go.
don't even know. You gotta look that up.
Listen, it's nice, bro.
Is it like? What does it look like? It's not.
It's a pretty big unit, but it has 2 baskets that you pull out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then you just shake whatever's in there and put it back in. So we used to have a regular air fryer that was like a toaster
circular
oven.
Oh, okay.
But this one, you put everything in the basket and you just shove it in there.
Right.
And then it does its thing. And halfway through, you take it out,
just
give it a shake.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I made some wings in there the other day.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yo,
fries,
they came out crispy, bro. When I poured them into the bowl, it was like clink, 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 clink.
Yeah.
It was nice, bro.
That's good.
So I'm all about, like, in bed at night, what I'm doing, I'm watching air fryer videos
about
on
what can I do?
YouTube. Yeah, what can I make in the air fryer tomorrow?
That's good.
So, no, it's been good, man. I don't even know how I got off in that air fryer.
No,
I'm just
like
excited
that.
about it.
I'm a big air fryer guy, too.
So you have one?
Oh, yeah. But we had one that was round. Kind of like that. It's the basket.
It had a one.
It had a 1, and now we got one. Shout out to my mom. It was a wedding gift. I mean, anniversary gift. I think last year. But it's pretty nice. You lower it now, and it has levels you can do right, and you can put it in. So it looks like a small oven.
Okay,
which is pretty nice. Yeah. So you open it up like this, and then it also has you can do a
the rotisserie.
Oh, it has a
rotisserie.
Thing?
So you put it came with a little stick.
Yeah,
it has a rotisserie.
Nice.
The one thing I will say, like if you want to do anything like empanadas or anything like that, where you need to fry it, it comes out a little different when you're doing dough.
It is.
But fries, wings, anything, a veggie meat like that.
I made some tofu this week. The tofu came out nice and crispy. Yeah, some veggies. It was nice. No, I recommend if you don't have an air fryer,
get it.
And you're listening to this, like get one.
Wait, are we doing giveaway? No.
We don't
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next season.
You can give away the old air fryer.
Oh,
I do have. Yeah, you know.
But you got to pay for shipping. You got to pay for shipping.
We're literally thinking about giving away like a 4-year-old. Yeah, no, you don't want that.
No, that's funny.
I'm about the air fryer life though. So
so you know about this life?
I too have the double basket.
Why were you guys keeping this low key though all these years?
Like, you didn't know about it?
I didn't know about that.
I thought you were.
Yeah, I thought you knew.
How come you never talk about this?
I thought you were hip to game.
I thought you were hip to the game.
I thought you knew.
When did you get into this?
Yeah,
like a few weeks ago.
See,
but you had an air fryer, but you weren't using it religiously.
And I wanted one. Yeah. And I was gonna buy it a few months ago, but my wife was like, "Just wait till Christmas, so the kids and we'll get it for you for Christmas."
Right.
Congrats. But I was gonna buy it like a few months ago. But so I got it now, but I've been wanting one for a minute.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know you had a 2 basket.
I do the fries in one basket.
Yes.
The wings in
the
another.
Oh,
man.
You've been doing this whole time?
Yes, man.
How long you had it? You got it for a minute. Was that a wedding gift?
No, we just bought it on our own.
Yeah.
But we've had it.
We've had it for
2.5 years.
We've had it for a while because during COVID,
we had an air fryer party.
We had an air fryer party.
Yeah.
And everyone brought their air fryers.
I was invited to this party.
We weren't.
I don't think you were there. I don't think you were here.
I know I wasn't there. I wasn't invited.
No, I don't think you were here yet. I don't think you were even here. I don't think you were.
Oh, 2020?
No, you weren't here.
I got here in 2020.
Well,
summer.
Well, yeah, I don't think you were here. But if you were, we didn't know that you were about the air fryer game. That's what it was.
Right.
Oh, okay. I just don't like food. You didn't know I like food. Yeah, I hear you. I wouldn't have.
So we're going to. So if you're listening, wherever you're watching or listening, we just want if you're watching online in YouTube, just comment below. How was your New Year's? What'd you do? What'd you get for Christmas?
And if you have any air fryer recipes, go ahead and drop them in the comment section. Share.
It's addicting.
Look, I'm telling you, don't gatekeep. Don't gatekeep.
Have you tried? They have this one pancakes. So you put like I haven't tried. It hasn't really worked for me, but you had to do like
with the baking sheets.
Baking sheets.
I've seen that.
I ordered
baking
the sheets.
sheet, pancake, baking sheet, pancake.
Oh.
I saw someone do. I don't know if it's fake. It might be fake.
Yeah.
But they put it in, and then you get stacks of pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I ordered the sheets to put in on the inside.
Oh,
you want to put nachos and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's a little
yeah.
messier.
Yeah.
But no, I'm about that life right now.
Oh, it is nice.
Yeah,
it is nice.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
What'd you get for Christmas?
What I get for Christmas? I got sleep.
Okay.
I got sleep, and it was glorious.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
glorious.
And you got a fantasy title too.
And I got a fantasy
Congrats.
title. So
I was last place or second to last in both my leagues.
Oh man.
But you had a bunch of Cowboys as well, right?
No, I didn't actually.
Tony Pollard let me down at the end.
I should have had Dak, but or defense. But yeah. What'd you get for Christmas? So the air fryer.
Air fryer, nice. And yeah, that was pretty much the main thing. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. What did I get? We usually do. My family does Secret Santa.
Okay.
Which is nice, and then we do White Elephant.
You were in Tennessee.
Yeah, we were in Tennessee. We're in Gatlinburg, so it was really nice. Rented out an Airbnb. It's a beautiful place, man. It was awesome. So yeah,
the whole family was in there.
The whole family there. So
That's
we
cool.
all get, my aunt that my mom's sister that usually doesn't come to these because it's been more of my, because of dad's, Christmas. So it's been, our siblings pretty much, just the siblings and spouses and family. So we all get someone. So then you kind of right.
That's
cool. It's under 35, so it's only 35.
Right,
so
right.
Nice.
But it's
fun.
Cool,
yeah. So everyone there, and
you don't know who you don't know
who it is,
that's
and
cool.
so you start like, here you go. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
And the White Elephant is always funny too because you
get gags, some gag gifts,
random gifts and stuff. So
cool.
So it's fun. Yeah, it's been good.
It's neat.
Nice. But sweet, man. Well, it's been a great season. Hopefully, if you're watching or if you're listening, you enjoyed it. We had a lot of great conversation. I'm curious to see if you had a highlight top night or episode. Did you have one that were like, man, that was?
I feel like someone's gonna steal mine, so I should probably go first.
Go ahead.
When we had a conversation with Berto, that was
good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Just kind of hearing him tell his story.
Yeah.
The story about the car and
that was funny.
That was funny. But then, getting more serious and where he was in his life and how God has led him. To the point where he is now. And just hearing that testimony, that was really powerful for me.
That's good. That's good.
I like the Glenn one, man.
Glenn,
and the thing I liked about the Glenn one, and something I'd like to even see if we could do it in the next season, is I love getting people on the show that don't see things like we see them.
Yeah,
right.
Different world.
I think for me that's fascinating, especially when you can do it in a way that's non-confrontational, non-argumentative.
Just tell me about yourself.
Just tell me about it. And I love those kinds of conversations because then you really kind of grow and see, and you're like, wow, I never saw it like that. And I think that was exciting. So I'd love to do that in the next season and get some more guests that maybe aren't Christian or aren't Adventist or just aren't whatever, and just see what they think and how they view life and just talk. I like that. So
that was good. Yeah. No, I think all of our guests were great. I like Tom. Tom's conversation was great.
Yeah.
Sarah was great
Sarah
too.
was good,
Sarah was really cool to kind of have a pastor's wife.
Yeah, interesting.
It's different.
I've never really thought about like
that
what
dynamic.
like what it's like to be a pastor's wife. Like you never really think about that.
Or pastor's spouse.
Or pastor's spouse. Yeah.
But no, it was good. We had some good conversations, and it's even cool. If you're watching, seeing the setup now where we were from season 1 to season 2. So it's been awesome. Yeah. So season 3 is in the works.
Yeah.
Right. And so the idea is that we're going to get right into it. So in the next a couple weeks, maybe a month.
We're going to try. We had a long break between 1 and 2, but we kind of talked about it earlier, and we said we kind of want to keep going.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too big of a gap before the next one.
So you're gonna have some time after this episode to go back, listen to any episode, watch any episode, and share it with other people.
Absolutely.
Right? We'd love to.
And if you have any ideas,
that's true,
for the next season too, just throw them our way, and we're more than happy to talk about it and see, or suggestions, topics, that kind of thing.
I like that. All right. So shooting into 2024, right? We had hopefully we had great holidays. A lot of sleep. I think the sleep was great. Just kind of slowing down, I think, is a great time. What are some things you guys are looking forward to? Let's see, maybe improving or working on spiritually, right? Faith-based for this year. Maybe there's something that you're like, hey, this year I really want to focus on that, or do this better, or do that less. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think for me, it's just that intentional daily time. I find myself like throughout the day, I'll like just have conversations in my head with God, like whether it be a situation that comes up at work or something that's just on my mind. And I'm just having that conversation, but it's never something where like I say from 6:30 to 7:30, I'm intentionally spending this time. So that's something that I just want to be better at, and just do more of this year.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I would say the same thing, man. Just being more intentional about that daily. I find personally, like for me, like the weekends, I feel so connected. Like we have church and we have the Sabbath school, and I'm reading on Friday night, studying, getting ready for Sabbath school. And then when the weekday comes, it's just so busy that everything else just takes over. And all of a sudden you're like I'm exhausted. So maybe just getting a little bit more balance.
Yeah.
To have a more consistent, walk, like connection with God.
Yeah.
Versus just like Friday, Saturday, Sunday kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I like in 2024, man, to connect with more people. Just I've had this past week, I've had 2 different people say to me at work, "Yeah, I'm not really into like religious stuff, but I like people, and I do believe in God, but I'm not into the religious stuff, and I'd like to connect, to connect people more, and kind of like, because they say it to me like, you feel me, like you get it, and they don't know that I'm actually a very,
I'm a pastor,
because no, because I feel like I'm connecting with them in a way where they don't even feel like
they don't feel
they're
threatened.
they're not threatened with but you're not judging me.
That's
So
awesome.
I think just kind of making more of those connections, and then kind of digging into that more, like what we can do about the idea of being religious and still being able to connect and changing that stigma that because when you hear the word religious, it almost has like a really negative tone to it, and it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. And a lot of people, they see it. They're like, we love God, but we're not into religion. So I'd like to make more of those connections in 2024. I have my job. I can do that. I'm with people for hours at a time, just doing rehab and talking to them. So
I like that. You got to show them some Crossroad podcast episodes, man.
That's right.
Check this out, man. That sounds like you. Like, that's another.
That's not me, actually.
Another Omar Garcia. It's just crazy that it's the same.
But it's good. It's good.
It's good, right? No, I like that. I think for me, I find myself sometimes really just gravitating. I don't know if it happens to you guys, but if I'm driving at a stoplight, the first thing that happens, I get my phone, and I'll check out Twitter, right? Or if I'm at home, even watching the game for a couple, So I really want to. I've been trying to work on this year actually, but really working it again next year. Of just trying to really be in the moment.
Yeah.
Present, sometimes Santana, we're watching a TV show or a movie, and I'll be like, I'll have maybe the Lakers game or checking Twitter, just okay, and then go back. And I'm noticing that, obviously I'm training my mind to not really be focused. So anytime, I'm somewhere just waiting for a bit, I'm like, I reach for it without even thinking. And before I know it, I'm like, wow, okay, I really got to sit back. So that's something that I'm like, I really want to just, whatever it is, just really try to be in the moment. Because now I find myself, I'm training myself to be bored by doing one thing.
Yeah.
But then I'm not really doing one. When I do 2 or 3 things, but I'm not really focused on that. So I think that's one thing. And that, obviously that bleeds into, I think your time with Jesus, but also time with others, and really trying to be intentional about, hey, I'm here present with you, and whatever we're doing, right? So that's one thing there. Yeah.
One of the things you just kind of sparked something in my mind too. We're with the kids. We like watching Survivor.
Yeah.
We're like a whole season behind, so no spoilers for anyone who's watched this most recent season. But
you want to know who wins?
No. But they were talking to one of the guys who didn't win last season, the one before this one, and they were saying like, what are some of the challenges of being out here on an island, like with all these people, like, no cell phones or whatever. And he's like, one of the things I realized being out here by myself is, what I'm paraphrasing, was that when you don't have your phone and things to kind of always check in on, you're forced to kind of like confront some of the things that are going on in your own life and in your mind.
That's good.
Because we often use our phones as a distraction. So and so he's like, when I'm out here, you're in your thoughts and you're just thinking about stuff that you need to deal with. And I think that's also one of the benefits, I think, of maybe disconnecting a little bit, is you can actually grapple with some of the stuff that you might be struggling with, and not use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube
automatically
as a distraction. Because we're always distracted. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I like that. I hadn't thought about that, but that's a real powerful thing.
It's kind of like kids when they're crying, right? We just give them a chupete, right? A little,
Here, just take this,
just to take, So I think and we just train ourselves to do that. Yeah. So
that's good. I like that. That's a good.
I don't know if it's happened to you. If I spend time in, in the morning with Jesus and I'm reading something and someone texts me and it's so easy, man. You're like, let me check Twitter and see what the score was. And then I go, and I'm like, oh. And I start reading comments, and then before I know, it's 15 minutes down the drain. You're like, okay, that's all right. Now I just cut into the time. Now I got to go, and now I'm like, I don't feel at peace. I don't feel like that. All right, connected with God. It's just like I feel rushed now, and it's just like, man, just one.
Yeah, and the devil does that, man. Because I'll get up early to try to read,
and it'll be good things. It's like someone good texts you
quick before you get up, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and all of a sudden it's been 10 minutes. That you could have been,
doing something else.
That's why I got up early, was to read,
whatever. Right. So that's one thing. Yeah, so that's a goal there. Another one will be, I guess I'm gonna be commuting a lot more this year.
Yeah. So that's like a breaking
segue. Yeah.
No, but that's huge.
Yeah.
Tell the
thinking
people
about So I'll tell you what I'll probably do. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'll do in commuting, but I know I got to use the phone less when I drive. I know I got to just put it away.
Wait, which commuting are you talking about?
commuting
because there's kind of a little bit of an announcement that I think the audience for the show doesn't know about.
Let me face you.
So this will be something to tell.
If you're watching and or if you're listening to my voice, so in our denomination, in our church, similar to some other churches, but very particular to ours, is every couple of years, probably 6 to 10 years, depending on the position of as a pastor and what role you're playing in that church, you get moved to a different congregation. Just how our church has worked for pretty much from its inception, for various reasons, right? Whether we like it or not, it's just how it is. I think there's a lot of value to it, but then it comes at a cost of, like we were talking before, relationships and friendships that you form, comfort level, and then you got to go and learn a whole new thing. But it is kind of in a sense that pastors are like missionaries. They're kind of like deployed into service too, like active duty, and at any moment, you can get called up and moved. So that's what's happening. We've been here 5 years, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
2019. And then, so we're moving to a church in Jacksonville called South Point, which is about literally an hour from our house from here. And so thankfully it's close enough to where we can, continue to do this.
Sure.
And God willing, we'll be able to continue to do that and figure that out. So rest assured we'll be together. Or Sydney, we'll see.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll continue with this. So we're excited that we're close enough to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And not have to think about maybe other alternatives, whether it be virtually or whatever that possibility is, but to be able to continue to do that. So with that being said, we'll be commuting for the first couple of months and then make our transition, to relocating over there.
Because your last Sabbath is this
Sabbath, actually,
Sabbath, yeah. So.
In 2 days, which is crazy to think about. So yeah, I mean, we're it's a bittersweet. And just talking about that transition. Obviously, being born and raised in the church, Chantal and I, we knew this was coming at some point. It's coming. Yeah. And so we've seen it so many times. It's interesting being on this side now. Because, as a kid, you see, youth pastor, every 2 years, boom, boom, boom.
New one.
They would leave. And it's like they would all go to seminary, right? That's just every conference does it differently. But yeah, it was just movement. And they would go get their own church. Like, okay. Oh, new pastor. Okay. But now being here, it's like, it's interesting. It's different. You feel it. You feel what you go through, not just in people things, but even the logistics of moving, right? In terms of, all right, what do we do with the house that we bought? Do we buy another house? What do we do with my wife's work, right? How do we, just a lot of logistical stuff. So it's been interesting to go. This is our first time doing that. So yeah, it's been, it's going to be an emotional Sabbath for sure. People are already lining up with popcorn to see how much we cry. So
it's one of those things too. Like speaking on behalf of just one of the members of the church, of course, it's sad, but at the same time, like part of me is excited because I've seen what God does when he moves, when he plays like almost like chess with humanity,
like a board. Yeah.
And I'm excited for what they're gonna get in you and Chantal, and your ministry. You guys are a powerful team, man. I'm happy for them. I'm sad for us, of course, but I am happy for them, and I know that God is doing things and has plans, big plans for them and for you up there. So that's exciting. But of course, it's not going to be the same without you guys.
Right. I
mean, without you guys being here every Sabbath.
Right.
You know what I mean? As part of our church family.
Yeah. There'll definitely be a void. It'll definitely feel different. I can a little different perspective from Omar because when you got here, he was already here.
He was already here. Yeah.
I've been able to kind of see what it was like prior to your arrival and kind of see from day one, and just to see all of the different things that you've brought to the table, the positive impact that you've made in countless people's lives, and then just not being. Obviously, you hold the position of pastor, but beyond that, like you're a good friend,
right.
And so it's not like it's the end of the friendship or anything like that, but it's just going to be different because you're not going to be down the street anymore.
You're like walking by, like, hey, what's up?
Right.
We'll see each other at work or whatever.
Right. But I'm excited for.
I appreciate that.
I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah.
I know that you're going to do big things, and God's going to bless because. That's what he does.
That's what he does. That's who he is. That's what he does. Yeah. So yeah, obviously, it's like I said, it's bittersweet, and it's been. I think we've been really grieving these last couple of months. Just thinking through it all, and really, a lot of people are like, I'm sure you're ready to go, and it's a promotion, and that's an upgrade, and not upgrade, but it's like you're moving up, right?
Yeah, you're
and
the
I'm
head
like,
pastor.
But I'm like, my personality. I'm not like this. Like I'm not even looking for that. It's. I just know, hey, God's called us. We've done our duty here. and we're going to go and help others, and maybe God's trained us and worked with us so that we can go there and hopefully bless them. And so it's just so it's grieving now, and then there's an excitement of a new place, new location, new challenges. So it's it's like I said, it's interesting being on this side now, and like you said, right, it's been a blessing to be able to have you guys, and we talk about it with the guys when we go out to eat, or with One Accord, or with just different. This church has been really, and I don't know, it's just I guess the culture of the church here, and also the cultures of pastors now that is changing a little bit more. Where we were, even in school, we still were taught a little bit of, hey, church members are church members, but you're the pastor, so kind of stay at an arm's length, and so. I guess it was an idea to be like, just be careful, because then it can get kind of messy and tricky if you get it. It just make sure you keep a distance. Or the other thing is like, don't get too attached, because you're gonna leave.
At some point, you're moving on.
So, but I think a lot now, our generation now is like, now I think the best way for me, like the best way, and maybe the only way I feel like I see to really do effective ministry is to be where the people are, like Jesus, right? And it's painful when you leave, but at least that you've made an impact and you've connected, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't just me preaching to you. It's like, hey, we're living life together, right? That's kind of the motto that I've seen, that I'm like, yeah, this is what's cool about ministry. But yeah, it sucks now having to leave and do that. So it's but yeah, we definitely take these friendships for life, and we'll be doing this.
We'll still be
cooking it, having air fryer
parties. We'll invite Omar. We'll make sure to invite Omar.
This time we will.
I'm ready to have an invite now. It only took 3 years, but that's good. Better late than never.
We had to check. We had to make sure you were
you are right.
You had to pass the vibe check.
Yeah.
Use the young people lingo.
Yeah. So that's obviously that's been that transition there is going to be interesting, and then this weekend is our last weekend here, and then the next weekend is starting over there.
That's going to be a big.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
And you're preaching that.
And
first,
I'm preaching that.
Yeah.
So going from like I've started working on it. Yeah.
Right.
So
first time sermon. It's going to be a first
time sermon. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, obviously. And this is interesting, right? Maybe we're going to talk about this too, right? I have a coach in the conference, which is really cool. When you're an intern in our conference,
someone that you can speak
every
to
month, you have to. Cool. Before you get ordained, you have to meet every month with a coach. His name's Alex. He's a certified coach and all that. And so he goes, it's just coaching, right? Hey, what do you want to talk about? So for a lot of guys that are maybe our solo pastors, or even maybe don't get along with their seniors, it's a good place. Like, I'm trying to troubleshoot. I don't know, I have this family, whatever. I have this situation. But he was telling me about, and I don't know if you guys have seen this in your work, but when as a pastor, he said, when you go into this church, they're going to give you just positional authority, right? You're coming in just because you're the pastor. You
have certain authority.
And so he
said,
what you're trying to get from there is not just have the given authority, but get the earned authority from the people, which means you're with the people, you're learning them, they're trusting you and all that. I don't know if you've seen that in your work, where just because of the position that you have, you already have some sort of, people are like, oh, you're the PT, or hey, you're the administrator. Okay, I get it. But once they start to actually trust you and know you, then it's like, it's a deeper, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the best leaders, I mean, you're in the management.
Right.
The best leaders are ones that not only are leaders in title,
right,
but they've earned your respect because of how they've led. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not like you have to respect. Obviously you have that element of, hey, you're the boss, but
I even noticed that when Pastor Marcus came, like he came in such a way that after not too long, you were like, no, this guy, he's all in.
Right.
Like he's all in.
He cares.
He cares. He wants to. I remember something I heard somebody had say that he wanted to get to know everyone's name.
Yeah.
He was really intentional about that kind of stuff.
Right.
So although, like you said, he had a position, he earned the good thoughts and the good, like you said, the vibe, the good feelings, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen at a church I've been at before. I've been in churches before where someone came in as a pastor. And
they commanded,
and it didn't go over well. So I've seen from both sides where it can be very damaging. So that's cool. It's good that you're thinking about that, though, man. Like,
a lot of people were like, hey, just think about these stuff that, and so obviously they're gonna come and they're gonna listen to you because you're the pastor, right? You're young or whatever, but make sure that you're aiming for that, for earning it rather than just using what they're giving you right off the bat, right? So
that's good.
Let's go. A little bit of what I don't know if I'll mention that in the message there, but just the beginning, they've all they're saying is, hey, just get to know the people for like 6 months, just learn what they do. We were talking about, right, what's the pace of the church, what they're about, before even changing anything. They said it's like, imagine you go into someone's house for the first time and you just start moving furniture around, and then we're gonna paint it, and like, why? You don't even know. It's like, all right, you're the new guy that's living here, but
Yeah, you don't just.
It's like so you don't start. So it's like, hey, just so that's kind of giving me like, all right, it's pretty, you kind of chill out, relax, get not relax, but you just kind of watch and observe. Okay, interesting. I don't know why they do that, but so that's gonna be a little bit of that there. So yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. You guys can come and visit whenever you want.
So we'll be up there. Not your first week. We'll be up there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll be up there.
Listeners, if you're watching, man, if you get South Point, I mean, I don't want to, come to Palm Coast or go to South Point.
We'll plan some trips up there to test you guys.
Yeah. We gotta do some joint ventures
and then do a little Pollock afterwards.
Yeah,
get some food going.
Yeah, get some food.
No doubt.
Yeah. I will say, that's one of the things I am excited about.
They do a good Pollock?
Because they do Pollock. They do. I
thought you were about to go.
I was like,
wait, I thought you were about to go
right.
Filipino Pollock?
But no,
right.
what I'm saying, I haven't been to many of the Pollocks. I know it's very similar cultures from our church, right?
So they like to eat and socialize. It's a Caribbean. Wait,
it's very similar to our church. I would say it's maybe even more Caribbean.
So they're going to be down with food.
One of the other pastors that's in St. Abel, that's in St. Augustine, he's like, hey, that church is they like to throw parties.
Oh,
is what he said.
Man, you're going to a nice spot.
I was like, all right,
nice.
Yeah, they like music too. So even which was nice when the conference reached out, right? Just to
you had already been there.
I had, because we've done a lot of youth stuff together. Yeah. So when I was there a couple weeks ago, in October or something, when we did our last youth thing at their place, one of the ladies that comes to our church, one of the grandmas, her daughter goes to that church over there. She's a youth leader. She's like, Pastor, they don't have a pastor here, And I was like, well, wherever God leads, obviously, So, and then it was funny because they fed us that lunch. It was a Pathfinder day. We did Pathfinders at a Spanish church, and then we went to their church for lunch. And then they fed us. We had our activities there, the AY, all that, social at night. And then a couple weeks later, they're like, that's the church we're going to. And one of the kids here was like, I can't believe they fed us. And then they took our pastor. And I was telling them over there, they were all cracking up.
It was all part of the master plan.
It was a plan.
How messed up is that, man? They feed us and then... But it's interesting, yeah. So when we talked with Javier in the conference, it was nice because they try as much as possible to match pastor with the church.
Congregation, yeah.
Sometimes it's a little harder, but as much as possible when there's a lot of openings, they're like, we think you guys would excel and do well here. So I appreciate that, given all the context that we've been through here in our church. They were intentional about that. But one thing I am interested or excited about with Chantal is like a couple of weeks ago, we Tuesday nights are usually our date nights, and so. We get ready. Let's go get some dinner, and we're like, "Where do we go?" Because it's tough. Because Chantal's vegan, right? So it's like, you can go Olive Garden, but even then, even if you wanted to eat, there's not a lot of places.
You're limited.
You're
limited.
Yeah. You're looking at the time. It's like, all right, 7:30. It's 8. Most places are closing
down. Yep.
Maybe sushi. But there's not a lot of options, right?
Yeah.
Which I am excited about that in Jacksonville.
That's a city,
that's going to be
plenty more options.
There's probably specialized vegan restaurants.
So I'm excited about. I went up near the church and there's like. I was telling Chantal, there's a boba place like right there. There's like this Thai food place. There's a Mexican place there. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It's an actual city.
It's an actual city.
We live in a
Palm Coast is not a city.
It's a town. This is a town.
We live in a city. It's a real city.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that
it's a metro urban area.
Dude, there's a big airport there.
Yeah, correct.
There's a football team there in the town. Like it's a city.
Right. So now talking about next season, we might try to get Trevor Lawrence on. I heard one of the church members lives near Trevor Lawrence.
What do you mean?
Really?
And maybe one of the in his
neighborhood
barbecue with Trev. Let's go.
I'm down for it.
We might do an episode at his house right before the game, like a Sunday morning.
He'd be a great guest for an
yeah.
He'd be a great guest.
Talk about faith or something. Faith in football.
He's a big dude, yo.
Yeah, he's like 6'6".
He wouldn't sit in these chairs.
No,
he would be.
He needs to be up like this.
Imagine the airplane.
We should, man. That'd be kind of cool.
Do it in the locker room.
We'll do it at Waffle House.
Oh, he loves Waffle House. That's true.
Waffles. Hey,
that's
can
true.
we record you at Waffle House?
That's true.
Win some games first. I'm a little
better. Maybe not season 3. We'll try for season 3. Then maybe like a season 4 or 5 thing.
Right.
We got to work on that. But something in the fire.
That's good. All right. So I guess one final question, and we're going to our talking point. What is one thing that you're looking forward to or for in this new year? Something you're looking forward.
Spiritually or just in general?
Just in general, yeah. I mean, we saw kind of our spiritual desires, what we want to work on, but what are you excited about or looking forward to?
We got a lot of vacations this summer.
Nice.
One of which is the Camporee in Gillette. And we're gonna like double dip and do some Yellowstone and some
I think a lot of people,
Nice.
we're going to try to do that too. Hopefully can't be next to each other though.
What you mean?
We should be. Our churches.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Be going to South Point,
because you'd be on the other team. Yeah.
I just feel like it's wrong.
Are you gonna stay with us though? Like no, you can't because they have a club.
I feel like it's wrong. I feel but
it's not wrong.
The youth leader was like, "Hey, if you want to stay," but I'm like, I'm the senior pastor of this church.
No. You got to be with your new club.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no.
She's
like, but she's real nice.
That would actually be very
nice.
bad form.
Yeah,
but it was like with your old church.
I'm gonna go. Yeah.
No, that would be terrible.
So no,
we'll be chilling.
The North region is usually there's not a lot
too
of
far.
not a lot of clubs, so we should be real close.
So we got that planned, and we got some other trips. We like to go to the Azores at least for a little bit. So this summer has some good trips coming up.
Talking about Azores, someone got a new drone.
Okay,
we got it.
We're ready. We got to talk about that off the air. So what do you do? So are we gonna?
It worked out. God worked it out. When the devil thought he won, but God provided a better option. Let's just say that.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Facebook Marketplace. Shout out to Facebook Marketplace in Knoxville.
Yeah, man.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
That
during Christmas.
That joint experience, man. Like that's something that I'll never forget. That I'll be 90 years old.
I'm glad that.
I'll never forget.
I was curious to see if you had footage. You weren't filming during that moment.
I was.
I want to see that footage of that.
Do you have the beginning of the footage when you took off on that flight, that fateful voyage?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Then I lost signal, but so I don't know if I have
Oh.
The last thing I saw on the thing was like it like falling through the tree.
Oh goodness!
You could see it, and then it kind of fell on its side, like in the movies when someone like is
and then
down.
you can see the film.
Yeah,
you can see
it, and then it was like, dude, that's not.
I got
good.
nervous. I brought it in, and we were at the gym, and I was finding the new one, and I went too high and hit the ceiling
in the gym.
In the gym,
and it fell.
Oh
yeah!
But the new one, it somehow you saw it right. It somehow caught itself.
It caught itself.
It was interesting.
Stabilized.
I don't know if it's like the new one.
Yeah.
It went. I was like, no. I'm like looking at it like this. I'm like. And then it just stabilized, and then it slowly fell, and it's fine. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" Yeah. It gave me a gimbal error, and I was like, because the head was like, I was like, my goodness! No. And it was like the little. I just moved it a little bit, and then it was fine. It's been good. I flew it, but I was like, I literally got it a week later. I'm gonna have to call Elton to come and fix it.
Elton has a lot of experience trying to fix these things, man.
Yeah. So okay, Azores. All right, I didn't mean to do it.
No. So we'll probably do that for a little bit this summer. But I'm excited about this summer because I'm looking at about 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Not consecutive, but off this summer.
Gotcha.
That'll be good.
Cool.
Other than that, I'm looking for just health this year and just keep doing what we're doing and keep
Got it. Nice. Sure. What about you, man?
Yeah. So same kind of thing. I'm looking forward to some travel this year.
Nice.
We're going on our first cruise.
Okay. Okay. Let's go.
I've been really itching for one.
Yeah. So
where you get going?
We're going to the Bahamas.
Nice.
And I think it's just the Bahamas. I gotta look at the itinerary again, but it's like later part of the year.
Okay.
But we ended up getting a really, really good deal this past May. They had a Memorial Day sale. Carnival, not Carnival.
Royal
Caribbean Cruises. And we found out about this deal, like it was running until midnight. We found out about it at like 9 p.m. We're like, sure, let's do it. So we booked it.
Yes.
Nice. So we're excited about it.
So when do you go? This May?
It's gonna be September.
Okay.
September,
Cool.
So excited for that.
Exciting. Cool.
I've actually got a smaller trip planned the end of this month. I'm gonna try and plan a couple other trips throughout the year. And then we're looking to buy a house.
Okay. You heard it here first. The Crossroads. Let's go.
What section?
Hey, I can't.
This year, 2024.
We're trying to do it 2024.
Let's go. Let's go.
So we'll see how.
I know someone that might rent their house.
Hey, I mean.
Hey,
I already know where it is.
Nice. I know people that live on that
You've been there. I mean, that section. Yeah, that's
know. So
wow, that's congratulations. That's good, man. I'll give you a preemptive congratulations, at least for the process.
I appreciate it.
Nice.
So
that's exciting.
We're gonna try and make that happen. That's our major goal for 2024.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours. I mean, obviously, I think there's an excitement of just going to a new place and challenges there. So. But yeah, just any prayers for that, right? Just coming into a new role now, being the senior. Where here we were interim senior for a bit, but we knew how the church, we had been there so it was easy to just all right, step in, step out. Now it's like,
people are looking to you.
People are looking and they're like, hey, what it is. But I'm excited. I think that it has a good team. There's a good team there of leaders and elders and whatnot. But yeah, like you said, trips. This year, I think Chantal wants to do an international trip almost every year.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the ones that, hey, let's do. I'm more of a homebody, but I try to do every other.
You should look into Azores, man. Seriously.
Well,
you guys should consider it at least for like a week or something. Or do like Lisbon, Azores. Like I
want to try it.
You know, like
we want to do. I think we want to do a Europe trip. So that might work. We've been thinking about like Iceland.
You did Lisbon already, didn't you?
We did. We did do Lisbon. Yeah, we did. But it was a layover for like a couple hours.
Okay.
But we went to the Pastel de Nata.
That stuff's good, bro. Oh my gosh.
The little custard.
Yeah, it's a little. And this place, the Belém. And they're warm. They're warm and like they're creamy, and you put a little cinnamon and powdered sugar on it. It's so good.
It's delicious.
It's so good.
We had a great experience there. It was really nice. But we've been thinking about Iceland for a minute.
Okay.
Iceland. I know Pastor Bob went there a couple last year.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it, so we've been wanting to go. Chantal really wants to run wherever we go, so she's been looking at some places that have that.
Sweet.
So some of the trips there, and I think those are the biggest things.
Nice.
Yeah, traveling trips.
Nice.
So.
We'll be praying for you, man. Like this is a big thing. Like
I appreciate that.
It's cool to see like how God like has prepared you for this too. Like with the fact that you had to kind of fill in that role here, and you could see kind of God leading and getting you ready for this.
Right.
So
and I was talking to someone at that church today about just being more familiar with different cultures, and especially the Caribbean culture.
Yeah.
Coming from like a Mexican church where very different how you conduct yourself in the sense of like how you. Do you communicate at all during a church service, right? You know, what are board meetings like, right? Everyone's kind of quiet and you're very like, whatever you say, pastor. Whereas here, everyone's vocal. It's not disrespectful. It's just,
opinions.
And it's good. And I was like, I appreciate that now. Especially when I go now to other churches, they're very quiet. I'm like, hello, amen?
Yeah.
Can I get it over here? It's like Sister Jackson will be, I was praying yesterday at a prayer meeting. She's talking to me while I'm praying. She's like, amen, Father. Yeah, bless the kids. Yeah. And I'm like, I like this. You get used to that. So I'm excited because it's that point. And she was telling me today, she's like, I think, God really prepared you with Palm Coast to come here because very similar.
Yeah.
So you'll know what it's like to have to lead people from different cultures and diversity there. So, yeah. But it still is kind of scary, right? You always have that, it's going to happen. Yeah. But we trust. So, awesome. Well, let's go. You want to go to a talking point?
Let's do a talking point. Yeah, no doubt.
How have you used the time, money, and opportunities God has given you? Oh, I like reading it before, actually.
Yeah. You want to go?
Yeah. Just the time, money, and opportunity.
Yeah. How have you used the time, money, and opportunities God has given you?
I feel like just looking at my life thus far, I feel like I've been really heavily involved in just a lot of different church ministries and activities. I feel like I've done a bunch of different things in a church setting, which has been pretty cool because it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of prepared me for like secular opportunities, if that makes sense. So
yeah, that's good.
From a young age, just being involved in youth ministries, and we had the church that I used to go to, we'd have like a youth council, and so you had like your youth leaders, which were adults, like young adults that would plan things, but then you had your youth council where it was like teenagers, and you'd like sit down and be able to have input and make some decisions and things like that, and so kind of getting the feel of how a business or a corporation runs in that sense was really beneficial for me because now I find myself kind of relying and leaning on some of that experience now in my career, in my work life. Yeah. So I think I've kind of used a lot of the time, especially when I was younger, when I didn't have as many responsibilities. You're single. All you have to do is school. You don't have to really worry about work and bills and all these other things. And I feel like I really used a lot of that time involved in church, just doing different things here or there, and I feel like it's benefited me spiritually, but also benefited me just in my everyday life.
Yeah, that's good.
Good.
I love that.
I would say probably for me, like the biggest thing I've noticed, at least in the last year, was just the Sabbath school class that we have.
Yeah,
it's kind of awesome, bro. It's been good, man. And it started off like as a smaller kind of group, and I had never done it for this long or whatever. The kind of format was kind of fluid, and we're like, how do we do this? We're gonna just read a book and talk about it. And now we're really deep into like Bible study, and it's really turned into like a Bible study class.
I love it.
But it's great, man. Like it's a highlight. It's a highlight for the week for me, and everyone that's coming to the class is involved. Everyone's has input, and I love it, man. It's fun, and we're doing some deep dives into scripture, which is good. And there's some time. I put some time into it on Fridays, you know, because I like to prepare for stuff and at least have an idea of what I want to talk about. But it's a beautiful thing because it's happened every single week where I'll be home and I'm like, man, I don't know how this is gonna go, and I'll just pray about it and I'll say, hey God, you always come through. And then at the end of every single Sabbath school, like you feel like filled with the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit's been working. Like I'm like, listen, I've done a little bit of preparation, but I know that you're gonna take this time and make it explode. And every single Saturday, the Holy Spirit comes through, man.
I love it.
So it's been good, man. It's been a blessing. That Sabbath school class has been good. And I think that's probably been the most time that I've been able to develop into something, you know, of a spiritual nature. But it's been a blessing for me too, like, you know, just leading the class. But I feel like I'm learning a lot of this stuff for the first time because you read the Bible and sometimes you kind of just read through it, but we're digging in deep and we're coming up with stuff that's like finding stuff that's like, wow, I never saw that before. So it's a real cool time, man. So I'd say for me, that's the one thing that stands out is our 1 hour we have a week, and it's like we always wish we had more time, you know, to keep talking. So it's been good. Nice. I would say our morning Bible study group, we're finishing up Acts, and we're gonna get into Romans, man.
Bro, good.
We're getting into Romans, and
there's something about being in the Word like that. That's just.
Romans is gonna be nice because I've gone through Romans some, but not as deep as we go.
Yeah.
So and Romans gets into a lot of good theology,
like verse by verse, and all that stuff,
so I'm excited about that. But I'd say that's it. My wife's been there every time too, which is really good. It's good to have her, and she's like my partner in crime. She'll be like, I'll be looking up something, and she'll be like, I'll find this for you. And so it's been fun, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the time.
Just to affirm you, man. I think it's been awesome. I think there's moments. I always think of the road to Emmaus when the disciples are like, dude, we should have known. Like, weren't our hearts burning within us when we were talking about scripture? And I think there's moments, you know, I feel like I've felt some moments when we've been here talking about it where we start slow and then it just like we start talking about the Bible and then you feel like, and I felt a lot, most of the times when I go to your class and I sit there, whether I input or not, I get fired up and I'm like, I want to preach, man. Like this is just like you're taking it in, you're seeing people just wrestle with it and then like getting in and the power, and it's just like you just know it's something about it's a living, you know, it's the Word of God, right? So it's living and you feel it really impact. So it's just like an awesome moment there where your heart is really like. So just to affirm you, man, that's an awesome thing. I think it's been awesome to see other people from other classes even joining in and coming in and just have a space where you're literally going verse by verse, no agenda, just what does the Bible say?
Yeah.
And let's get into it. Let's dive deep. We have the commentary. So I think
the commentaries help a lot. We talked about it in a previous episode, but if you're not studying with the commentary, if you want to get into the Bible in 2024, get a commentary. The one you recommended has been great. The Andrews Bible Study commentary
point.
It's direct and it's good. To get a commentary. If you're serious about Bible study, get a commentary.
There's online tools around, but
you don't have to buy one.
You don't have to reinvent the wheels is the idea, right? Even as pastors too, sometimes you want to get the hottest thing in it. You know, it's cool to have fresh stuff, but you know, I rely on a lot of things that people have studied their whole lives for. So it's like there's no point in trying to create it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna, you know, I think everything I do is ministry now. But I think of Elton, right? Because we're always joking together and then talking to our wives because we're always like, hey babe, I gotta get this. Yeah. It's for the church though.
the new tech.
Like, you're spending $500 on what? It's like, what's the drone? But
it's for the church.
I'm gonna use it for the church.
I can get good footage.
Then it's like, okay, do I give the receipt to the church? And no, but it's like, okay, this is mine, but it's for the church. Yeah. I need it, right? So it's just funny because I feel like a lot of even the expenses that I have will be things for like, oh yeah, I could use this at church, you know.
yeah.
You know, this camera. I mean, yeah, we could use it for church, but we can make some videos for church.
Yeah.
So it's just hilarious, right, to see a lot of the decisions. You know, we talk about all the time. It's always problematic to talk to him or Johnny because it's like, hey, Facebook Marketplace, get that. I'm like, oh man, that's true. Then you check out this new camera. I'm like, oh man, that's in my price budget. I gotta just pass it by the wife and see if she's cool with it. But yeah, so it's just funny to see how much. But I think it's nice, and I love that point there, Cheryl, that you said that. Hopefully, our church is a place where, even if you're talking about young people, right? Because most people already are in the workforce if they're older, but especially for young people, where they can get some experience that they can then apply to when they grow up, right?
Yeah.
So that a beautiful, hey, there, you know what it's like to be in a meeting, how to conduct yourself there, how to lead, how to make decisions as a team, right? So I think hopefully our churches can be more like that, where we're preparing people to to be like, they talk about like vocational discipleship, right? How do you follow Christ in your work, and what does it look like to train you already to be a disciple when you're working? I like that. That's powerful. But awesome. Well, that's season 2.
Stuff, man. Yeah.
Season 2 in the books, and like I said, we will be coming very soon with season 3. We'll let you know when we start. You'll see it on our social media, and you'll get the updates if you're following and subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube. So again, in this meantime, just share these episodes with someone. Hopefully it's been a blessing. And like was mentioned, DM us any questions you have. Favorite air
fryer recipes.
Air fryer recipes, things you did this year, topics you would like to talk about. Let us know.
One of these episodes, man, we're gonna do it at the house, and we're gonna be cooking some food, some air fryer and stuff, and we'll do the episode like while we're cooking some food.
I like that.
I'm down for that.
That'd be kind of fun.
We gotta do a football one too. Like Peyton Manning and Eli.
Maybe in season 3 we'll have a couple episodes that aren't just us sitting here location, and then still doing it, because I think a cooking one with the air fryer would be kind of fun, and then we get to eat when it's done. We get to eat when it's done. So
cool. We can taste test. Awesome.
Cool.
Well, guys, thank you.
Yeah, man.
We'll be back in episode 3, season 3, and we'll catch y'all later.
Later.